All right. Now, I hope you're starting to see that there are going to be numbers all over the place, positive and negative. And the key ingredient is not whether it's positive or negative. The key ingredient is the operation. So far we've talked about addition and subtraction. Those operations brought with them certain procedures, right? Now the operation is multiplication. And these are the rules that you know, right? What's the negative times the positive? Negative, and 7 times 3? 21. What's the negative times the negative? Positive. 2 times 5 is 10. You'll notice that I am still doing these problems in 2 steps. I am taking care of the sign first, and then I take care of the number. You can do them both at the same time, but please make sure that the sign is taken care of, right? Okay, 2A, answer, 0. 0 times anything is? 0. Okay? B, is the answer positive or negative? Negative what? 80. So, what's a positive times a negative? A negative. I take that negative answer and multiply by another negative. Now what's my answer? Positive. Now that the sign is taken care of, 7 times 6? 42. 42 times 2? 84. Okay? What's a negative times a negative? A positive. We take that positive answer, multiply by a negative again. Now it's the sign. Negative. Notice how I take care of the sign first. Then I go back. 2 times 3? 6 times 4? 24. I'm not trying to juggle the number and the sign at the same time. I take care of the sign, then I go back and take care of the number. Why don't you do the same thing for example 4? All right? In example 4, what is the sign of my answer going to be? Positive. And what is the number going to be? 24. I just write the sign down just as a reminder that I've taken care of the sign. You're right, we don't have to write it, but it's always good to keep track of what we're doing, right? All right, now, example 5 is going to cause all sorts of grief if you're not careful. Now, in A, what does the 2 mean? I write something, what? Twice. That's what it means. Who do I write twice? Negative 5. What's a negative times a negative? Positive. 5 times 5? 25. Now, I don't want to give you trick questions, and so I have to teach you something. B is a trick question. Okay? Exponents are nearsighted, my silly rule. Meaning, this 2 only sees the 7. Okay? If I want the 2 to see the negative 7, I have to give it ha-ha glasses. Okay? And then it's going to be negative 7 times negative 7, but they're not there. So the way we read or interpret b is, this is the opposite of 7 squared. And I kind of exaggerated what's going on here. And so this means the opposite of 7 times 7. And so the answer is, guess what? Negative 49. But I know, this is a trick question. But I'm showing you how not to be tricked. Now, you're right. Why doesn't math just put parentheses in all the time? Right? So if they mean this, why don't they do this? Wouldn't that be better? Then we know for sure it's what? Negative 49. Because we know we do the squared first and the negative later. Okay? Whereas here, we would do the negative with the squared, right? Okay. I agree with you. But there are times when they don't put anything in, and we have to understand what that means. So be careful. Okay? Is this answer positive or negative? Good. Is this one positive or negative? Positive. Do you understand the difference? Okay? Now, could we say for multiplication, if the signs are the same, the answer is positive? If it's two numbers? And if the signs are different, the answer is negative? Could we say that? Guess what? Same for division. Signs are different. What's the answer? Negative. And then what's 12 divided by 6? It's not 6. 2. Okay? Signs are the same. The answer is positive. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Take care of the sign, and then the number is easier to concentrate on. What's a positive divided by a negative? Negative, the signs are different. And then 48 divided by 3 is 16, you're right. Here's where I am hoping my approach will make sense and not just memorizing. Right? Okay, we have two problems here. And you're thinking to yourself probably, oh yeah, one of them is 0 and one of them is undefined, but I can never know which one it is. Okay, watch this. I'm going to teach you. What does this bar mean? Divide, right. And so we do division. And isn't this 0 divided by negative 5? Isn't this one negative 7 divided by 0? The divided by is on the bottom, right? It does the dividing. It's in the divisor position. Is everyone perfectly clear about this so far? Okay? Now watch. You can do this. What times negative 5 is 0? 0 times negative 5 is 0, and I get an answer. This is 0. I can do the division. It is possible. Isn't that how you do division? You check by multiplication? Okay, now, watch this. What times 0 is negative 7? You can't, this is impossible. This is stupid. This is undefined. You don't have to memorize. If the 0 is on top, it's 0. If the 0 is on the bottom, it's undefined. Which many of you have done in the past your whole life, right? 0 on the top is 0, 0 on the bottom is undefined. 0 on top is 0, 0 on the bottom. You just see it over and over and over, didn't you?
Yes.
And then you forgot it like 2 hours after that. All you have to do, look, isn't that what it means? This is meaning over method. You get it? Now you will know every single time which one is 0 and which one is undefined. Because you can do this division, you can't do this one. So in example 8, it's something, what? Times something. Good. Whereas in example 8b, it's something what? Divided by something. Right? And whether you use boxes or parentheses, it doesn't matter. But so that we don't like fools, we better use parentheses. Who goes in the first parenthesis? -2. Second parenthesis. Is my answer positive or negative? Negative what?
14.
Top number for B. Bottom number for B. What's the sign of my answer?
4.
What's the number of my answer? 4. I want the sign to be a step by itself so that you will be more careful and you'll make less mistakes and you'll get a better grade. Okay? Here. So then we have -7 for the first day and -7 for the second day and -7 for the third day. Now I know you have another idea coming. That's great. But I'm just describing the story day by day, aren't I? Now what do I do with each of these -7s each day? I add them. So I think number line, right? Where do I start? Nope. 0. You start at the golf course on the first hole with no score, right? And then you have like below par, below par, below par, right? So what do I get here? -21. Good. Now, what did you want to do originally? Most of you said something and you were right. -7 times 3, because it's times 3. Well, remember in grammar school when you didn't know multiplication? Remember where it all began? It went downhill from there? Repeated addition became what? Multiplication. Isn't that what multiplication means? Repeated addition? Now you can do repeated addition all you want to, except that when you have to add like 1,000 3s, it takes too long, right? It's easier to multiply. But this is what I mean about meaning, right? Repeated addition is multiplication. And look at, you get the same answer either way. Okay?